right to have dignified life, right to have, right to work without any coercion or sexual harassment in the workplace. So, working women and the right against sexual harassment and the harassment at workplace. So, Supreme Court has declared that this right against sexual harassment at workplace is a fundamental right under Article 21. Moreover, as a citizen of India, women or a woman is legally entitled to equality or in all spheres of life. There is equality for a woman under Article 14 itself. Now, in 1979, in the UN General Assembly, when they adopted the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, 1979, Convention of Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against women. This convention in 1979 itself, India has, government of India ratified it. This convention, we are a party to this convention. But this sexual harassment and all continued. A landmark judgment came in 1997. Finally, things dramatically changed in 1997 in a landmark judgment called Vishakha case. See, this Vishakha is not a particular individual. A group of NGOs has approached the Supreme Court in 1997. Supreme Court gave a verdict. The case was related to a social worker called Bhauri Devi in Rajasthan. She was a very ordinary social worker, not much educated or literate and all. She was working against child marriages in the village, and she came to know that a child marriage is going to happen in the pradhan or rather in the head of village head's house itself. The village head's 1-year-old daughter is going to be married off, just 1 year old. See, child marriages in some parts of India, some of the rural parts in Rajasthan and all, I don't know whether it is still going on. I am sure it will be there. At very, very young age, even 6 months old, 1 year old children are, married off. So, 1 year old child of the village head himself, when this marriage was to take place, she tried to go there and stop the marriage. And it was a loss of face for the village mukhya, the village head, and it's a loss of prestige. How come this female come and stop? So, to take revenge on her action, she was brutally raped by a group of goons by the instruction of this village head, and his men went and raped her. And the police and other, there was a brutal gang rape, and the police and the authorities did not support her. But she did not give up. She fought, and this came, a group of social workers, the rest of the NGOs came to know about this. They approached the High Court, then they approached the Supreme Court, and finally justice was done, and these fellows who did this gang rape was arrested and sent to jail. They were punished. And in the process in 1997, this judgment by the Supreme Court, which is known as the Vishakha case, Supreme Court relied on this Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and also there is a Beijing Declaration on women. Beijing Declaration, I think in 1995, on women. So based on all these things, Supreme Court gave the judgment, and Supreme Court declared that there is a duty on there is a duty of the employer. It is a duty of the employer and other responsible persons at workplace or other institutions to prevent any such harassment taking place. It is the duty of the employer or the responsible person. And the Supreme Court also defined, first of all, it talked about the duty of the employer, then Supreme Court defined what is sexual harassment. Supreme Court said that any behavior, including any physical contact and advances, or any demand or request for sexual favor, any sexually colored remark, any showing pornography, or any unwelcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature, any unwelcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct or non-verbal conduct. Supreme Court defined it. Supreme Court said that any behavior like physical contacts and advances, any demand for or request for sexual favor, any sexually colored remarks, showing pornography or any other unwelcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature will come under this. There shall be a complaints committee. Supreme Court said that there shall be a complaints committee in the office, complaints committee with an adequate number of women members in the and a woman should be the head of the complaints committee also. Supreme Court said that right to have this right against sexual harassment at workplace or sexual harassment at workplace violates Article 21 and Article 14. Sexual harassment at workplace violates Article 21 and Article 14. That is what Supreme Court said that. So Supreme Court said that for every woman there is a right to have dignified life. Dignified life includes right to livelihood, and this includes the right against sexual harassment at workplace. Now, but this has not been implemented in India since then. Since 1997, this judgment, things went on, but things were not implemented in the right spirit. Lot of loopholes were there. Finally, the Parliament passed it in 2013. Finally, a new law was passed in 2013, which is known as Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace. Sexual harassment of women at workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013 was passed. And so this was after almost 15 years this judgment was passed, more than 15 years, and finally it was passed in 2013. And the statute superseded, this new law superseded the Vishaka guidelines. It superseded. That means now what is the law? It is the 2013 Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act is the new law. It superseded the Vishaka guidelines. Or we can say it has further expanded the scope, and it is even reported to the International Labour Organization also. We are reported and we are compliant. With some of the requirements of the ILO also, and most importantly the biggest change between the Vishaka guideline and the present act is it has expanded the scope of workplace. So this new act, in fact, the new act expanded the scope of workplace. See, earlier it was in a narrow definition of the workplace. It is a traditional office was mentioned. But in this act, it talks about organizations, department, office, then in any public sector or private sector, organized or unorganized, sector, hospitals, nursing homes, education institutions, sports institutes, all are brought under this definition of the organization or the workplace. And also the non-traditional workplaces, including even, the telemarketing, all these are brought under this act. So this 2013 act has made a broad definition of the workplace to cover maximum number of people under this law. So that is a welcome sign, and there has to be a district officer. A district officer is to be appointed, is required to be constituted at the to look into the local complaints and all. And also, most importantly, Indian Penal Code, section 354A, section 354A has been added in IPC. 354A has been added, and that stipulates what consists of sexual harassment offense. So it defines. Earlier it was only the Supreme Court judgment what defined, but now the section 354A of the Indian Penal Code defines what is sexual harassment. What is sexual harassment? And also this defines, the 354A defines what are the penalties. What are the penalties of having this conduct? Okay, so this range from 1 to 3 years of rigorous imprisonment. 1 to 3 years of imprisonment. So in in the Vishaka case in 1997, Supreme Court declared that right against sexual harassment is a fundamental right under Article 21. Supreme Court gave certain guidelines at that time. This guidelines was the law till 2013. In 2013, the Parliament passed a Sexual Harassment Act, and now this has become the Act. And the Parliament, through this Act, introduced section 354A of IPC, Indian Penal Code, to define what is sexual harassment and what are the punishment for sexual harassment. So right against sexual harassment and is a fundamental right under Article 21.